Mr. Seahorse by Eric Carle. You know what? Eric Carle does both. He writes the book and he draws the pictures. Do you know anything about seahorses? No? Let's see what they say. Mr. and Mrs. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, and Mrs. Seahorse began to wiggle, twist, the way they go. These three colors, I think. It's time for me to lay my eggs, she said. Can I help? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Oh, yes, thank you, said Mrs. Seahorse, and she laid her eggs in a pouch on Mr. Seahorse's belly. I'll take good care of our eggs, said Mr. Seahorse. I promise. So he's going to do the babysitting. As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right away. A group of trumpet fish. Where are they? Hidden in the patch of reeds. Oh, those are pretty. Whoops. Keeps falling. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Stickleback? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Delighted, replied Mr. Stickleback. I just built a nest right away, and Mrs. Stickleback laid eggs into it. Now I am taking good care of them until they hatch. Keep up the good work, said Mr. Seahorse, and he swam away. You ever seen a seahorse before? At the zoo? As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a lionfish behind the coral. Ooh.
What is that?
That's a lionfish. I've never seen one of those before. Have you seen one like that? No, he's got all weird little things on him. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Tilapia? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Mr. Tilapia couldn't answer. His mouth was full of eggs. Oh no. Look where he has the eggs. I know, said Mr. Seahorse. Mrs. Tilapia laid her eggs. Now you are taking good care of them until they hatch. Mr. Tilapia nodded his head. You must be very happy, said Mr. Seahorse, and swam on his way.
Ooh.
And as Mrs. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by, I wonder what's there, several leaf fish hidden among the seaweed.
Ooh.
But they kind of do look like leaves. But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mrs. Curtis? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Perfectly fine. Mr. Curtis laid her eggs, and I have stuck them on my head. Now I am taking good care of them until they hatch. You are doing a good job, said Mr. Seahorse, and he swam away. As Mr. Seahorse drifted gently through the sea, he passed right by a stonefish hidden in a rock. Oh, I like that one too. But Mr. Seahorse, before long, met another fish. How are you, Mr. Pipe? Asked Mr. Seahorse. Couldn't be better, said Mr. Pipe. Mrs. Pipe laid her eggs right here on my belly. Now I am taking good care of them until they hatch. You should feel proud of yourself, said Mr. Seahorse, and he swam on his way. That thing's long.
Yeah.
But before long, Mr. Seahorse met another fish. How are you, Mr. Bullhead? Tip-top, said Mr. Bullhead. Mrs. Bullhead laid her eggs, and her eggs are hatched. Oh my goodness, look at them all. Now I'm babysitting. You are doing a great job, said Mr. Seahorse, and he swam away. Wow, that is a lot of fish. A time had come for the seahorse babies to be born, and Mr. Seahorse wiggled and twisted this way and that. At last the babies tumbled from Mr. Seahorse's pouch and swam away. One baby turned around and tried to come back into the pouch. Oh no, said Mr. Seahorse, I do love you.